never learn. You don't learn any of that stuff. I don't know about learning. I don't believe in learning. You know, you just, you can do it. That's all. I could do it, you know. I mean, I learned how to write, you know, in first grade, you know, but besides that, I could do it. That's all. I just woke up one day and I started to write some songs, you know, when I was, I don't know, 13, 14 years old. And at first they were lousy, you know, they're pretty lousy. And I just kept doing it, you know, I kept writing it. And yeah, it's not something you learn, you know, you can just do it, that's all.
And how much personal experience went into your songs?
Oh, wow, it's like, I don't know, you know. It's all based on that. There ain't a word or a note played that didn't come from something that happened to me, you know, somewhere along the line, you know. It depends on how, you know, how literally you want to take the whole situation, but it's all based on personal experience, you know,
Could you give
directly or indirectly, you know, directly or indirectly. It's not, you know, you change it around and, you know, you change the names to protect the innocent and, you know, stuff like that. But
couldn't you explain it on this on one song? Let's say that I like this one, the 4th of July. You know. I mean, what kind of personal experience did it have to you?
I live in Asbury Park, you know, and I've lived there for a while, and I live like a block from the boardwalk. And before I was doing anything, I'm like, okay, the past 2 years I've been busy. You know, the past year and a half. But before that, I didn't do anything, you know. I scraped up gigs here and there, and I had a lot of free time, you know, and to just, you know, and at night that's what you do. You go down, you hang out down there, you know, and you meet people and you see things, and you know, that was it, you know. I mean, I don't want to say, oh, well, there was this girl and there was this and that, you know.
But let's put it this way: what does the Asbury Park mean for people, you know, who are growing up in New Jersey or in the neighborhood you grew up?
It doesn't mean a thing, you know. It's just another, you know, dumpy town, you know. And, you know, it doesn't mean anything.
No, I didn't want to have the meaning of it, you know, but I mean, it's probably a meeting place for people, isn't it?
This is a boardwalk, you know. People are always, man, attracted to the, you know, the bright lights, you know, and the rides and the games and just the people, you know. There's a lot of people down there. You know, it's just a normal place. That's where the kids go, you know. It's where we all go at night, you know. And I used to go there a lot more than I do now. I haven't been there much this summer at all.
And how about New York City? You know, you wrote a lot of songs about New York City.
Yeah.
How do you see the difference between?
I don't know. New York City was a place where I could be myself in, you know, for me. You know, it was real tough down in Asbury. You know, when you're like 16 or 15, and I could come to the city, man. Like, you step out of the bus and you're somebody else, you know, or you're who you are, you know. And it was an escape, you know. It was a good escape from, you know, my parents and the kids and everything, you know. It was an escape from that whole scene down there. And I come up and it's overwhelming, you know, New York, you know, when you're there without a thing to do and no money, but, you know, a few bucks. It's just, and you step out of that bus and into the night, it's just an overwhelming, you know. I just dug it. I just dug the feeling of it, you know.
And that went into your music?
I guess, yeah.
I mean, you wrote, for example, that song, Bus Stop on 82nd Street.
I heard that on the bus. Yeah.
And New York City Serenade.
Yes.
Which I like very much. That's
Thank you.
great. How did you come to that song?
Just wrote it one day, you know. Part of it had been sitting around for about a year, verse or two. And then I don't know, that song just came together, you know, like pretty quick, in a day or so, you know. A lot of the songs did like that, you know. And there's the things that, you know, that just mean a lot to me, you know. That's my life, you know. That, what it is the songs usually, like the parts that I want to remember, you know, the parts of my life I want to remember, you know, even though they're born, probably, you know, they're born out of the parts of my life that I'd most likely like to forget. The moments I write down are like the ones, I don't know, that I want to remember. That's confusing, maybe, you know, but
What's okay? Let's go to what you're gonna prepare another album right now. What will be on that album?
I don't know yet. I don't know. Like I write a lot during recording.
Mm-hmm.
I get, you know, those last blasts of energy, you know. But some new songs, you know.
Specifically?
Oh, I don't know. You know, I haven't even really. We've been performing one or two of them, but I changed my mind during the course of recording so much, and I can stuff and write so much new stuff that I couldn't even say, you know. There'll be just some more things, some new musicians, and some should be good, should be interesting, you know.
But let's say I would like to ask you one more question, which
Sure.
concerns growing up in New Jersey,
Sure.
in New York City. What does it mean really growing up in a suburb or so on? Could you talk about that, or in comparison to New York City?
In comparison to New York, you got a little more room, you know. I guess you got a little more room, and you know, I don't know. You know, I don't know. It's see, it's one thing. Like that's one thing I was fortunate to have. Like when I was a kid down in Jersey, I always had the option of, you know, splitting to the city. I could come into New York, and when it got too much for me, I could always go back, you know. There was a lot of cats that just didn't have that particular option, you know. And so I sort of was able to choose, you know. I try to choose the best of both worlds, you know. Which is why, like, I can write, like, optimistically about a lot of, you know, tough subjects, you know, like, I can see, you know, I know, like, I can write, you know, about how good it is just to be, like, being in the city in the summer, you know, and at night. But a lot of people, you know, get trapped, you know, in here. And but I always had the option, like I could run here, you know, to get away from there. Then I could run there to get away from here, you know. And some ways that was good, some ways it was bad.
Okay, could you say something on that song "Kitty Is Back"?
It's just a
What's it say?
striptease number. You know, that's what that is. That's yeah. It's the follow-up to what was that guy? David Rose Orchestra. David Rose Orchestra. Nothing to say about it. It's just That's a strange song. You know, that's a, you know, it's sort of big bandy. You know, it's just the way it sounds. It's I like it because it communicates the heat. You know, you get the heat. You know, that's why I'm gonna add a trumpet player to my band, because the trumpet is instrument that communicates incredible heat. You know. And that's, you know, that's what I want, you know. Different instruments have different temperatures, you know. And depending on the guy who's playing it too, but a trumpet has just got that great, you know, it really communicates that heat, that Latin heat feel, you know, that I like. And Kitty's Back does that too, you know. You can see the heat in that song on the street.
You always try to use different instruments to express certain feelings or certain temperatures, because I think it's very well in the New York Serenade, you know, which starts very slowly, you know, it's becoming more and more.
New York City is I still, every time I do that number, we do it a little different, and that's I'd like to do that number when we play, because that's like forever, you know. It gets that beat, it gets that groove going, you know, and it just goes on forever, you know. It's one of those songs, you know. It hooks up with a rhythm, you know, and it's like, you know, it just goes on and on and on, you know, into the night, you know, that song. And I don't know, you know, that song's really special to me, and I don't know why, you know. It's hard to talk about, you know. It's hard to say. Yeah.
But right.
I just, you know, it really is. It's something. Man, I really can't explain it, you know, and it's too. You have to see us perform it. That's all. You know?
I saw it.
Have you seen? Where did you see it?
Central Park.
Central Park. No, I don't think we did. We didn't do that number at Central Park, but we did like.
No, you did Jungleland.
Yeah, we did that. We did that.
Yeah.
Like, that's a new song, you know. But you have to see us perform New York City to really to know, you know, to get, because the whole rhythm, you know, the whole rhythm of the whole street thing runs right through that song, you know, and it plays. It's like there's so many little battles going on inside it, yet it all works together. You got the strings, and you got Clarence's, you know, Clarence plays the sax on that, and there's like so much. There's a lot of tension.
Just something about that, because I can't play the both albums, you know. And but specifically, I would like include also Rosalita, you know. Could you say something about that song, you know?